The moment you start chasing her approval, you've already lost her respect. Women don't fall for men because of looks, status, or luck. They fall for the man who holds his ground when the world and she tried to pull him off it. This video will expose the silent truths you've never been told about female psychology, relationship power dynamics, and the way women test the limits of your masculine frame without saying a word. Stoic detachment isn't about ignoring her, it's about mastering emotional discipline, so no reaction can be used as leverage against you. When you control your emotions, you control the frame, and when you control the frame, you decide the value of every interaction. Most men give this power away before they even realize they had it. The question is, will you be the man who sees the game, or the man who only understands it when it's already over? Point number 1. When attraction is triggered by restraint. Have you ever felt a hug that wasn't really a hug? The kind where her arms are around you, but her mind is somewhere else, measuring you, testing you, wondering if you'll cling too tightly. Men rarely talk about it, but every embrace carries a question she'll never say aloud. Will you lose your frame when you think she's giving you warmth? This is the silent test hidden in every hug. It's not about the gesture, it's about your reaction. In that moment, she's reading your energy, your need, your control. Most men fail by squeezing harder, by searching for reassurance. They think closeness is safety. In reality, it's an invitation to prove you can stand alone even while touching her. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's the heart of it. A hug isn't under your control, but your response is. You can't decide how long she'll hold you, but you can decide whether your worth depends on her grip. In ancient times, a Stoic soldier might stand at the edge of camp, feeling the weight of a comrade's hand on his shoulder before battle. No words, no begging for reassurance, just the silent exchange of presence. In modern life, the battlefield is emotional. You face the subtle pressures of female psychology, the unspoken games of relationship power dynamics, the quiet withdrawal that makes you doubt your value as a man. When she pulls back first, do you chase the loss or let it go with stoic silence? Stoic detachment is not coldness. It is emotional discipline. It's knowing that the embrace doesn't define you, that you can hold her without gripping for life, that your masculine control is measured in what you don't need to take from the moment. You become the calm center she can't shake, because you're not there to drain her warmth. You're there because you choose to be. Here's your mental challenge. The next time you feel her arms around you, imagine they're gone. Feel the absence while she's still there. Train yourself to stand in that emptiness without panic. That is freedom. That is control. And if you can pass that test, what else can she take from you? And yet this is only one layer, because some tests are silent, and some are designed to break you loud enough for the whole world to hear. Let's step into the next. Point number 2, recognizing the unspoken test. She'll never tell you when the test begins. It might be in the way she delays her reply, the sudden change in tone, the casual mention of another man's name. You'll think it's random. It's not. Every shift is a quiet probe into your frame, a way to see if you'll break posture, if you'll trade your masculine control for the need to be reassured. Most men don't even realize they're being measured until they're already reacting, explaining, chasing, and by then, the value is gone. The worst part? These tests aren't cruel for cruelty's sake. They're built into female psychology. They are nature's way of finding out. If the man in front of her is steady enough to carry the weight, she won't admit she's placing on him. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That's the pivot point. The test isn't about what she's doing, it's about what you think it means. Your own mind becomes the arena. The moment you start creating stories about her motives, you've already surrendered the ground. In the ancient courts of Rome, a Stoic statesman might endure public accusations without a flicker of reaction. Not because the words didn't matter, but because he refused to let others set the rhythm of his mind. In modern relationships, the accusations are subtle. They come as questions, as silences, as tiny shifts in emotional weather. You can't stop them from coming, but you can decide whether you will dance to their beat. This is where emotional discipline meets relationship power dynamics. Recognizing the unspoken test means catching it before your body and voice betray you. It's pausing before defending yourself. It's hearing her bait and choosing not to bite. It's understanding that your value as a man isn't proven through constant proof. It's preserved through selective silence. Stoic detachment here is not withdrawal. It's a weapon. Your mental challenge: when you sense a test, slow down. Let the silence sit heavy. Feel the pull to react and don't. Let her wonder if you noticed. Let her adjust to your stillness. Because the man who can recognize the test without moving toward it is the man who controls its outcome. But recognition is only the first step. Once you see the game, the real danger is thinking you can win by playing it her way. And that's where the masculine trap begins. Point number 3. How emotional control becomes desire. She won't tell you this, but her attraction isn't just about your presence, it's about your restraint. The way you hold back when most men lean in, the way you stay composed when she tries to pull you off balance. Emotional control in her eyes isn't coldness, it's proof of strength. And in the realm of female psychology, strength is desire. She wants to feel that you could have reacted, but didn't. That you could have lost yourself in the moment, but chose not to. Every time you refuse to be ruled by impulse, you communicate that you are the prize, and she is the one who must earn access to your depth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." If you give all your attention to her mood swings, her tests, her drama, you become reactive, a man shaped by her world. But if you center your attention on your own discipline, your own path, your own frame, you become the man whose presence pulls her in without a word. Think of the Stoic generals who sat in war councils surrounded by heated voices. They didn't rush to speak. They waited, measured, knew that the man who speaks last often speaks with the most weight. In relationships, this is the same. She'll throw emotional fire at you, not always in anger, sometimes just to see if you burn. But when you stay calm, when you meet her storm with a still surface, you create a tension she can't look away from. This is where relationship power dynamics shift. Masculine control isn't about dominating her, it's about mastering yourself. When she can't shake you, she starts to lean into you. When her chaos meets your calm, her attraction deepens, not because you've bent to her world, but because you've remained untouched by it. This is the paradox of desire. The less you need her to regulate your emotions, the more she feels drawn to you. Your mental challenge: in the next heated or testing moment, imagine you are behind glass. You can see her, hear her, feel the pull, but nothing can touch you unless you choose. Stand there in stillness. Let her feel the space you create. But with that stillness comes another risk, because if you hold your frame for the wrong reasons, you're already losing it. And that's the beginning of chasing validation. Point number 4. Breaking the cycle of chasing validation. It always starts small. A compliment you wait for, a text you hope will come, a sign of approval you think will finally make you feel secure. At first it feels harmless, just a little reassurance. But slowly you begin building your worth on whether she gives you that nod, that touch, that "I miss you." This is the quiet trap of chasing validation. And once you're in it, every silence feels like a punishment, every delay like rejection. You stop moving from your own center and start orbiting hers. That's when relationship power dynamics turn against you. You've traded your masculine control for the illusion of connection. Epictetus said, "If you seek truth, you will not seek victory by dishonorable means." Chasing validation is exactly that, an attempt to feel like the man you should already know you are. It's not about her, it's about filling a hole you refuse to face. In the days of the Stoics, a philosopher might address the Senate and be met with silence. No applause, no acknowledgement. But he didn't beg for reaction. He measured himself by his own standards, not the crowd's response. In modern relationships, the crowd is her attention, her praise, her approval. If you depend on it, you're already negotiating your value as a man down to whatever she's willing to offer. Female psychology is built to sense when you've made her the source of your worth. The moment she feels it, the tests will multiply. She'll withhold not out of malice, but because she wants to see if you can stand without the crutch. Stoic detachment here is not about ignoring her, it's about refusing to make her your mirror. Your mental challenge: go a full day without seeking any signal of approval from her. Don't fish for compliments. Don't hint for reassurance. Let her attention come if it comes, and remain unchanged if it doesn't. Notice how much your mind craves it, and resist the pull. This is emotional discipline in practice. Because the man who can break free from validation doesn't just keep his frame, he rewrites the rules of the connection. And when you do that, detachment stops being a defense and starts becoming the frame itself. Point number 5. using detachment to shift the frame. She feels it the moment it happens. The subtle but undeniable shift. When you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop reacting. Detachment isn't walking away in anger. It's standing still with clarity. It's the quiet recentering of your frame, so you are no longer inside her world, but firmly rooted in your own. In female psychology, that shift changes everything. The man who once sought her approval is now the man she has to reach for. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Detachment is that power in motion. When you refuse to let her moods, her silences, or her tests decide your emotions, you take back control of the frame. In relationship power dynamics, whoever sets the emotional tone holds the position of strength. Most men lose it by over-explaining, trying to fix her feelings or seeking constant reassurance. You keep it by being unmoved. In the Stoic world, a general could stand on the eve of battle, knowing the outcome wasn't his to control, but he could control his discipline, his presence, his readiness. Modern dating is the same battlefield, only fought in glances, pauses, and tone shifts. She might pull back affection or push emotional buttons to see if you'll follow her lead. When you don't, when you stand in stoic silence, you force her to adapt to your pace. This is not coldness, it's emotional discipline. Detachment makes you unpredictable in the best way, because your reactions are no longer automatic. She can't script your behavior, and in that unpredictability, attraction grows. Why? Because desire thrives in the space where she can't quite read you, where she feels your value as a man is self-contained and not dependent on her validation. Your mental challenge: the next time she withdraws, resist the urge to fill the gap. Let the silence breathe. Maintain your normal rhythm as if nothing shifted. This isn't punishment, it's training her to meet you on your terms. Because once she adjusts to your frame, the balance of power changes. And that's when uncertainty becomes your ally, and her curiosity becomes your strongest pull. Point number 6. Turning her uncertainty into your advantage. Uncertainty is the soil where attraction grows. The moment she feels she has you completely predictable, guaranteed, always available, the tension dies. But when she's unsure, when she senses you could be fully present, one moment and completely unshaken the next, her mind stays locked on you. This isn't about games. It's about mastering relationship power dynamics, so her investment rises without you chasing it. Seneca wrote, "The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach." When you live from that truth, you stop needing to secure her and start letting her secure you. Female psychology is wired to lean toward the man whose value as a man feels unshakable, whose emotional discipline keeps him steady, whether she's warm or distant. Your uncertainty becomes magnetic because it forces her to keep proving herself, to keep earning the place she wants in your world. In the ancient marketplaces, Stoic merchants didn't beg buyers to take their goods. They displayed them with quiet confidence, knowing their worth didn't depend on a single transaction. In modern dating, this same mindset applies. You are not desperate to sell yourself. You are simply living in your frame, letting her realize the cost of losing access. Masculine control here is not manipulation. It's the absence of dependence. When she can't read exactly how much you need her, she invests more to close that gap. She texts first. She initiates affection. She starts to chase not because you pulled away, but because you never lost yourself in the first place. This is stoic detachment in its most strategic form. You don't create uncertainty by faking disinterest, you allow it to exist naturally by refusing to be emotionally owned. Your mental challenge: resist the urge to clarify your feelings every time she seems unsure. Let her wonder, let her test, and let her realize on her own that she has more to lose than you do. Because once uncertainty is working for you, you no longer need to control the game. You simply hold the frame and let her play inside it. And that's where quiet dominance becomes the foundation that keeps her invested. Point number 7. The quiet dominance that keeps her invested. Quiet dominance isn't about raising your voice, forcing decisions, or overpowering her will. It's the invisible presence that shapes the space without needing to announce itself. She feels it in how you move, how you listen, how you never rush to fill the silence. In female psychology, this kind of dominance is rare and irresistible because it's rooted in complete emotional control. You're not fighting for the frame. You are the frame. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved and the raging of the sea falls still around it. That's the essence of quiet dominance. You absorb her storms without changing your shape. You don't match her emotional spikes. You don't let her moods dictate your rhythm. And because you never break posture, she feels both challenged and safe in your presence. Oh, combination that keeps her invested. Think of a Stoic leader in the forum, surrounded by noise and chaos. He doesn't bark orders to prove control. His very stillness pulls the crowd toward his direction. In modern relationships, that same stillness is the gravitational pull that keeps her orbiting you. When she realizes she can't sway your core, she starts to respect it. And respect always precedes lasting desire. Relationship power dynamics shift in your favor when you embody this. You no longer respond to every test or every flicker of attention-seeking. Your value as a man is evident in the way you prioritize your principles over her reactions. And here's the paradox. The less you try to hold her, the more she chooses to stay. Your mental challenge. In moments where you feel the urge to prove yourself, do nothing. Not as a tactic, but as a reflection of your unshakable position. Let her experience what it feels like to be in the presence of a man who cannot be moved from his center. Because once you live from this quiet dominance, the need to win her fades, yet she keeps giving you the win. And that is the point where control no longer needs to be taken, because it's never lost. Every point you've just heard is a piece of the same puzzle. From the silent test in every hug, to recognizing the unspoken challenges, to turning emotional control into desire, it all comes down to one thing. Whether you live from your own center, or let her pull you into hers. The cycle of chasing validation, the power of detachment, the leverage of uncertainty, and the quiet dominance that keeps her invested, these are not tricks. They're disciplines. They're choices you make in the smallest moments when no one is watching. When it would be easier to react than to remain still. That's where your frame is either kept or lost. Stoic detachment is not about being cold. It's about refusing to be owned. It's about living so anchored in your value as a man that her storms, her tests, and her silences become background noise. And when you do that, you stop playing for her attention and start letting her play for your presence. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Strength isn't built in the moments she's warm. It's forged in the moments she's distant. Hold your ground there and you'll never have to fight for it anywhere else. If you want to go deeper into these truths, into the psychology women won't say out loud, and the frame control they hope you never master, subscribe to Stoic Truth. Watch, learn, apply, and become the man who can't be moved.